Students, in this video we are going to see module 3 in that Fourier representation of the periodic signal. We have the two periodic signals representation is two types, discrete time signal, discrete time Fourier series and continuous time Fourier series. So now we are going to see, last video we already discussed how to find the discrete time Fourier series DFS or DTFS. Now in this video we are going to see properties of discrete time Fourier series DTFS. Now the properties of discrete Fourier series. The first property is linearity property. Linearity is nothing but a1 into sum of the individual signal is equal to individual signals, sum of the individual signals, that is a1 x1 of n plus a2 x2 of n. Fourier transform is summation of their Fourier transforms, that is nothing but a1 x1 of Fourier transform is x1 of k plus a2 into x2 of Fourier transform is x2 of k. So if any system is satisfying this property, we can say the system is a linear system. Now Parseval's theorem. So Parseval's theorem, summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 mod of x of n whole square is equal to 1 by n summation k is equal to 0 to n minus 1 mod of x of k whole square. So that is nothing but a time domain of energy signal is equal to 1 by n into frequency domain of the energy signals. Now we will prove that one. What is proof of Parseval's theorem? So 1 by LHS, consider the LHS. So 1 by n summation k is equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of k whole square is equal to 1 by n summation k is equal to 0 to n minus 1. Now I am going to write it x of k whole square. We can write it as x of k into x of k. Here x of one x of k we are keeping as such only. Another x of k we can write it as x conjugate of k, that is nothing but a where that star denotes the complex conjugate. So that one more x of k we are going to write it as a denotes the complex conjugate. So we know this one x star of k, we can write it as a summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n e power. So x star of k, so only instead of, if it is normal x of k means we'll get x of n, here x star of k will get it as x of n e power j k 2 pi by n into n. So now we can multiply with this x star of k into x of k into e power j k 2 pi by n into n. So now we can take it, so first interchange the summations. First I am going to write it as a summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 x star of n 1 by n summation k is equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of k into this one. You know x of this whole thing, whatever here represented, this it is nothing but x of n. So now this is summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 x star of n into x of n. So x star of n into x of n we can write it as x of n whole square. So time domain, so frequency energy signal is equal to time domain energy signals. That we have, this is nothing but LHS. We consider RHS, we got LHS, the Parseval's theorem is proved. Now linearity principle. Linearity, now linearity is nothing but sum of two signals. So x of n, y of n are the two signals. So a into alpha into x of n, beta into y of n. So now z of n is equal to alpha into, this is the proof we are going to do. The time domain of sum of the two signals is equal to frequency domain of their signals. So alpha into, this is x of n is x of k into e power plus the summation y of k into e power j 2 pi k into this one. Now this, in these two terms we can take it common, this e power j. So I took it common, this one alpha into x of k plus beta into y of k. But here z of n also has a discrete time Fourier series representation. We can write it as a this into z of k. So here z of k is nothing but this whole thing. Z of k we can write it as a alpha into x of k into beta into y of k. Now this one is equal to alpha into x of k plus beta into y of k. So time domain of these two signals is equal to frequency domain of, the sum of the time domain is equal to sum of the frequency domains. So it is satisfying the linearity principle. Next one is time shifting. So time shifting is equal to limit z of n is equal to x of n minus n naught. So time is shifted. So n is shifted to n naught. So now I'm going to write it. You know, z of k is nothing but 1 by n, z of n into this one. Here z of n is nothing but x of n minus n naught. So 1 by n into x of n minus n naught e power minus j 2 pi k into k f naught into n. F naught into n. Now I'm going to consider one variable of this one. So we can consider n minus n naught is equal to one variable. So here I consider as a q is equal to n minus n naught. Now z of k is equal to here x of q into e power. Here we want n. N is nothing but a q plus n naught. So that all I substituted in the e power. Now z of k is equal to this whole thing is equal to this is as such only e power e power minus j 2 pi k f naught into n naught. This e power q plus q naught we can divide into two terms, e power minus j 2 pi k f naught into q, e power minus j 2 pi k f naught into. So now here this e power is divided into two functions, that is e power minus j 2 pi k f naught into q, e power minus j 2 pi k f naught into n. So now here we divided the e power into two functions. So e power, so we are doing with respect to q means this one n naught is constant only, we can take it out from the summation. So e power minus j 2 pi k into f naught n, this is 1 by n into this whole thing. This whole thing we can write it as a x of minus x of k. So z of k is nothing but this one, sorry, this whole thing we can write it as a x of k. So that is nothing but a Fourier transform of x of some variable. So this is x of k. So x of n minus n naught is equal to x of k into e power. So n naught times it is shifted e power minus n naught. So only e power minus j 2 pi k f naught into n naught. Now the same thing we can do for the frequency shifting is nothing but x of k is shifted to k naught. So x of k minus k naught. So now that is only I am going to consider as a, let z of n is equal to, so here minus means it will come as opposite means plus e power j 2 pi k naught f naught n into x of n. Now we know what is z of k. So Fourier transform, inverse Fourier transform of x of n is x of k. Same thing here, inverse Fourier transform z of n is z of k. So z of k is equal to 1 by n this whole thing into z of n. So now 1 by n, here z of n we know already, that we are going to substitute. So here n naught into this one we need to multiply this and this one. So if you multiply e power, we'll get it as e power, we can take it common, and k minus k naught is extra. So k minus k naught into f naught into n. This whole thing we can write it as x of k minus k naught. X of k minus k naught. So z of k is nothing but x of k minus k naught. This is only z of k. Z of k is nothing but e power j 2 pi k naught f naught n into x of n is equal to, that Fourier transform is frequency shifting, that is x of k minus k naught. Now conjugation. So conjugation is nothing but that is x star of n, x conjugate of n. So x conjugate, so that z of n we are going to consider as a x conjugate of n. Now z of k, you know, Fourier inverse discrete Fourier series. So 1 by n naught summation is equal to n naught z of n into this one. So 1 by n naught, here z of n is nothing but a x conjugate of n. Now we got conjugate, this one we are going to conjugate. To get this one we are going to conjugate on both sides. If you do conjugate on both sides, x conjugate of k is equal to 1 by n. Here this will be conjugate, and this one it will get cancelled, so we'll get it as only x of n. So the same thing here we'll get it as x of n. So x of n, yeah, this one we can write it as a x of this we can write it now, general formula it should be minus. So I'm going to multiply with e power minus j into 2 pi, inside I am going to write minus k. So it is in the form of x of minus k, instead of x of k we have minus k. So x conjugate of k is nothing but x of minus k. So x conjugate of n is nothing but x conjugate of minus k. Fourier series is x conjugate of minus k. Next property is time reversal. So time reversal is nothing but let x of n is equal to x of minus n. Then reversal is nothing but x of minus n. Now I am going to consider inverse Fourier series, that is x of k is equal to this one 1 by n into summation n z of n into e power this one. So here z of n is nothing but x of minus n into the same thing. Now I am going to replace m with minus n with some variable minus n. Minus n is equal to m. So x of minus m e power this one. So 1 by n naught into x of minus m into e power minus j e power m into e power minus j. So this one we can write it as a x of minus k, x of minus k. So z of k is nothing but x of minus k, x of minus n is nothing but x of minus k. So that x of the time reversal properly, what it says means x of reversing of the time domain is equal to same thing reversing time reversals of the frequency domain. Next, time scaling. So let z of n is equal to x of a n, that is a time scaling. So here a is nothing but an integer value. Here z of n will be undefined and discrete time Fourier transform cannot be found for it. So if a is an integer, if it is an integer we can find it. If it is not an integer we can't find it. If it is an integer, x of n is a decimation version of x of n, and sometimes the value x of n do not appears in z of n. So in that case cannot be unique relationship between the harmonic function of x of n and z of n to the transformation. So n is nothing but here a of n. Next property is multiplication and convolution duality. So multiplication and convolution duality, let duality is nothing but a multiplication of the two time domain signals equal to the 1 by n into convolution of the two frequency domain signals. So that's why here we need to consider the two signals x of n and y of n. So that multiplication we are going to consider as z of n. Here z of n is z of n Fourier series is z of k, that we consider 1 by n to know the general formula here. General formula is here. So 1 by n, here z of n is nothing but a multiplication of two signals x of n, y of n. Now y of n is equal to y of n is nothing but it is also Fourier y of n we can write as summation p into y of p into e power j into this one. Same thing we can substitute that one in this expression. So we will get now this one we can divide it into two. So this will be one function x of n and the other one will be y of p. So here we can write it as the whole thing is nothing but x of k minus p. So that so it is in the form of summation convolution sum x of y of p into x of k minus p. So convolution of y of p into x of p. So a convolution of x of k into y of k. So time domain multiplication of the two signals is equal to convolution of the frequency domain signals. So that is nothing but a multiplication of two discrete time signals corresponding to the convolution of their discrete time Fourier series harmonic functions. This property we are calling as a duality property. So here the same thing, z of k we can consider as a z, otherwise convolution the reverse way also we can do it. Convolution of the two time domain signal is equal to n into multiplication of their frequency domain signals. I hope you understood. Thank you all.